Welcome to B-Tier Banter. I'm Levi, your host.
I'm Bryce, your co-host.
I'm Dylan. I'm here because they forced me to do this, and I'm going to have the worst takes you have ever heard in your life.
All
You
right.
got some good ones.
Should we give a little context about the podcast, kind of
Sure.
how it came to be, maybe?
We jokingly talked about starting a podcast as just kind of on a whim a couple months ago, actually. We actually talked about this, I'm sure, a couple years ago as a joke, and then it became more of a relevant joke, and then now here we are. Just
For those wondering, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go, but mostly like movies, TV, nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
That's basically the three things we have in common, but we're just going to kind of roll with it and see what happens. So, anything to add, folks? Nothing?
All right.
Don't look at me.
Levi, you want to transition just into our first segment here?
Yeah. So our first segment that we got is a news piece, because just keeping up with the recent times, I got something new. Bryce, you're going to be starting off with something.
Okay. All right. So for our first news segment, the great Christopher Nolan has announced that his next film is not going to be some random helicopter pilot action flick like everyone thought. It's going to be... Hold up. Give me a minute. I'm going to show you guys a little something. This here, for my illiterate co-host, is called a book. Go ahead and take that. Pass it around. Let him see it. He might even take a look. Pass him. That's my personal copy of The Odyssey. It is the original Greek epic. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. It's the original fantasy, the original epic. It's a classic piece of literature. It's a great story. But yeah, Christopher Nolan is going to be making an adaptation of The Odyssey. I'm going to pull up my article here. It's going to be starring in, get ready, it's a long list. Let's see. Tom Holland, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o. Where's the rest of my list? It's not prepared. Robert Pattinson.
Mid.
Charlize Theron.
Never heard of him.
And Matt Damon. So
He's
an
all right.
absolute all-star cast.
Could have been better.
This is the best possible news all of us who enjoy film and cinema could possibly receive. So this is basically the greatest news of all time. So our podcast has already peaked here with this segment because it doesn't get any better than that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it to my co-host, Levi, Dylan, or host, co-host.
Before he says that, I would
it.
just like for everybody to know this movie does not have Sydney Sweeney, so I will not be watching.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, there could be more casts announced.
I'll see it when she's announced.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty fire cast, honestly. I'm looking forward to that, and I've never heard of it, honestly.
We're still waiting to see who the cinematographer is going to be. I think it's like a rumor that the same guy who did Oppenheimer, Ludwig, I can't pronounce his last name, that he's going to be doing the music. So we know that's going to be fire. For those who don't know, big Christopher Nolan fan. I think my co-hosts are also big Christopher Nolan fan, except Dylan. Maybe he hasn't seen enough.
I have never seen a movie of his outside of the Batman movies.
All right. We're already
I'm a
3
pretty
minutes
big
into this episode. As you can see, I apologize for this man in advance. He's still learning, but he's here to learn. Yeah. So he's seen, Dylan, what Christopher Nolan movies have you seen?
You're going to know that I will cook with most of my takes.
He has an occasional good one.
Throughout the evening here.
All right. Well, I'm pretty excited. Do you know when that's coming out next?
Good question. I'm pretty sure it is coming out 2025. No, 2026. I think I should know this. I
can look it up real quick.
Unprepared.
Hey, we're looking at
first episode. Hey, it's B-tier banter. This is what you get. If it was S-tier banter, we'd have all the goods right here.
B-tier for a reason. Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, here we go. There's a date as well.
Oh, wow.
July 17th, 2026. So we can talk about 2026 later, but it's already going to be a stacked year. But real quick, since we're on the topic, what's everyone's favorite Nolan movie? I'm gonna go. It's a tie between Interstellar, Dark Knight, with a close third, Oppenheimer. We won't go into Oppenheimer. We'll have to go into that another time. But I'm gonna have to say The Dark Knight. Actually, I don't know.
I think I have to say The Dark Knight. I think that's
Dark Knight.
I like that.
Dylan, that's probably the only Nolan movie you've seen except Oppenheimer.
Correct. I'll go with The Dark Knight.
Wow. Okay, you already here. All three Dark Knights.
Have you? Is there any Christopher Nolans you guys haven't seen actually?
Where do I start?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Dylan has not seen a lot of Christopher Nolan. That's okay. I have not seen Insomnia. That's pretty much the only one I'm looking at his filmography here.
Yeah, I haven't seen Insomnia. I don't think I've seen Following, and I haven't seen Tenet. Honestly, those are kind of pretty big ones I keep hearing thrown around. So
we'll have to fix
maybe
that,
I'll get shot for that, but we'll see what happens.
Anyways, if there's anything else, The Odyssey, I have read the book. I'm a big book guy. We won't go into that now, but it's kind of my thing. If it was up to me, this would just be a book podcast, but it's okay. I still love movies. But it's a great book. There's lots of like awesome fantasy, action, epicness. Like Cyclops, sea monsters. It's a sea journey. It's about a man trying to get back home to his family. Simple. No one's the best man to do it. But that's pretty much all I got. Unless you guys want to add anything else. A bit of a short news segment. Some pretty big news. Some pretty exciting news, if I do say so myself.
I mean, I'm pretty intrigued because I like medievalish stuff or like back in the old. I just love that.
Greek,
like,
but
yeah, Greek. Even still, like just stuff like
ancient
that.
history.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, I love that, and also futuristic. I think that's the two favorite areas of movies and books and all that kind of stuff. So,
besides your comment about Sydney Sweeney, do you have any actual opinions on this? You like, all right, sounds cool.
I will watch it.
You'll watch it?
I'll go with y'all to watch it, but I am not excited about it.
Really? Like, not even a little bit? Not even like...
It's a movie that got announced for all I care.
Oh, okay.
Well, just wait till that trailer drops. His mind will be changed. But Dylan has some interesting takes on Oppenheimer. We won't dig into that right now. So that's all we have for the news segment, unless anything else.
No, just that. So
okay. With that, I believe Levi will be transitioning into our next big segment.
We're going to be doing hot seat between all three of us because just thought help get everyone to know each other a little bit more, and we've all created a little bit of a small questions for each other. I need one of you guys to set a timer for 3 minutes or something. Well, either or one of you guys.
Well, how's this going to work? Can you explain to the audience us? Because we don't know. I have my list of questions, but I don't know how this is going to. Are you going to ask like one of us or both of us?
How it's going to work is we've all made questions for one other person. So I've made questions for Dylan. Dylan has made questions for Bryce, and Bryce has made questions for me.
Oh, I didn't know they were just for you. But it's okay. They're good for either one. There's a couple that'll be funny if Dylan was asked, but...
You didn't read them?
No, I didn't read the instructions fully.
I did read the
Banter.
instructions, ladies and gentlemen.
Me too.
All right, well, it's fine.
I came prepared. I only needed a phone and my mind.
He doesn't own a laptop. It's kind of insane. No,
I don't need to.
I guess that's true.
We'll go guns blazing.
That's pretty cool. All right. So, who wants to go in the hot seat first?
I'll do it.
All right. I got my questions. Hold on, I need to find them.
Look, you jealous. There's a lot of questions I want to ask Dylan.
It's true.
But it's okay. I'll get my chance.
Don't be looking at the screen because that's where
I know. I'm such a intriguing man to learn about.
I need a timer start.
So
here. Let me know. Yeah, and we'll stop
how
at
long
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah, just 3 minutes. Because 3 minutes per person, And if we need to go a little longer, it's fine.
Apologies for the sniffing. Got a cold. All right, are we ready?
You're fine. Yep.
3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, Dylan. What's your shoe size?
I wear a size 13.
Big feet. What's your favorite season? Like, between the 4 seasons, like spring, winter, fall, summer.
My favorite season would have to be. I'm gonna go with summer, simply because my birthday is during that time, and I get to pull out my Hawaiian shirts that y'all will not be seeing right now. But shall we continue? You will be seeing months later.
That's one of his big things. Shirts. Yep, that's how we know him. All right. How much do you think you pay in subscriptions? Just a random question.
Per month?
Yeah, per month. Like if you just guesstimate.
Probably $50.
50? It's pretty good. Do you think you should?
Maybe 40.
You think you overpay? Or you think that's like a good amount?
These questions better get juicier.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I would. It's a little high, but considering what other people pay for their subscriptions, I'm okay with it.
Okay. How much money? Oh wait, no. Actually, I've skipped ahead. All right. If you could delete one actor from any franchise, who would it be and what franchise? Is there an actor you just not like, or?
Oh, I know the answer to this.
Yeah, I think I have I think I could guess it actually, but I don't know. Maybe you could surprise me.
I'm more concerned about who y'all think. Who are y'all thinking? Because I don't even know who I'm thinking of.
You don't like Tom Holland?
Yeah, I was like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland has grown on me.
Oh, okay.
And
after
guess what? Guess what?
Spider-Man
He's going to be in the new Odyssey movie.
Oh, and him and his mid-girlfriend. But, anyways.
I'm not high on her, but she's not mid in my opinion.
Mid.
Okay. Who then? Any other?
Can I skip this question
for
later?
That's fine. That's fine. Whatever.
We got 50 seconds.
That's fine. Well, I think we should answer these other 2 questions.
Okay.
So you can just cancel that timer.
Right.
To the boss. How much money? A legitimate answer for you to be homeless for a year.
How much money for me to be homeless for a year?
Yeah, just for 1 year. How much money do you think it would take? Like, and I'm not talking like $3 million because that's kind of outrageous. Like an actual like amount.
Well, I don't want to be homeless.
Yeah, that's
though.
the point. The money. How much would it take for you to be homeless?
But I get paid after the year.
After
is
1
done.
year. Yep. You have to live through the cold. You're just thrown out right now.
You said $3 million is the limit. I
No,
cannot.
I was like, that's kind of insane. I don't think you should ask for $3 million.
Can I say $1 million?
I think that's still a lot, actually.
We're definitely out of time, but it's okay.
Okay,
Keep
what
going.
if I go with 700,000?
700. That's okay. That's reasonable. All right.
Okay, how about I'll go 500 just to make it a little bit more reasonable.
If you received a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, would you go? Like in that, like if you,
Depends which actor is playing.
Oh
him.
my god!
Is it Timothy
Hey, that might
Chalamet,
factor.
Johnny Depp? I love Johnny Depp. Or is it Gene Wilder? Or is it a completely new actor or somebody we don't even know?
Let's just say it's Willy Wonka.
It's Levi.
The embodiment of him.
And that's scary as hell. Would I? You know what? I would go.
Okay. Do you think you'd win?
Hell no.
You don't think you could beat 5 other
He's
people?
honest.
It depends because actually, Willy Wonka rigged that entire thing for Charlie to win.
Okay.
That is actually true. It was rigged from the very beginning.
All right. Last question that I want to ask. If Bryce and I were both hanging off a cliff, who would you save?
Going deep. He did promise
So,
you get to
I mean,
it.
I
so.
tried to go a little deep. I don't know if these
I
are super
plead.
deep.
I plead the fifth.
No, yeah, I need an answer,
I'll
Dylan.
be
Then
out.
we'll move on.
Technically, Levi is a few hours older than me, and he's lived more life. Therefore, I deserve to live more.
I mean, I don't know, but also, I mean, I need to still live life. I'm still pretty young, I mean, we're both. I mean, just a couple hours doesn't mean much in my opinion.
Flip a coin.
You know what, Bryce? I feel like you have had you've had a little bit more happen in your life.
Damn.
You let it
I mean,
go?
at least hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I would not want to do it.
Oh
However,
my gosh, I didn't expect that to be honest.
Levi, I'll
See-
let you live just that you can go on and get married.
I was
so
gonna
you
say
have a
that's
life.
actually my argument why I would let me fall if I were you because I don't have a family and he's got a family.
Now we're getting philosophical.
That's actually pretty fun.
Well,
he has a cat, Dylan.
I do have a
You gonna
cat.
do that?
She'll miss me.
That's true. But you also have multiple cats.
So
And a dog.
I have other family members to take care of.
He does have Holly.
Okay, this is
Okay,
going.
okay,
I,
all right,
don't, you gave a good answer.
Good enough. All right.
It's all
I
good.
don't know if that was a great answer. I think it makes more sense to let me fall.
All right, do we switch persons now?
Yeah,
or do
we
save that for a different
whoever's next. Dylan, why don't you ask your questions, Bryce?
Okay,
boy.
my question is to Bryce.
I'm scared. Dylan,
Now, I do not have as many that Levi had.
if you
I-
see a
I
lot of
have-
bleeps
I do
this
have
episode,
4
you know why.
questions, however.
Dylan's talking.
Okay, Bryce,
Yeah.
if you could go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would it be?
I would figure out what I want to do for my career earlier, so there was less
Boring
to go
answer.
through.
Next question. If you could watch any TV show in full right now, what would it be? And it can be one that you have seen or one that you have not seen.
And Fool. Ooh, I feel like I should choose a long TV show that I've not seen, but I can't think right now on the spot because I'm stupid. So I'm just gonna say Breaking Bad because it's the greatest TV show of all
I
time.
know he was going to say that.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty good questions, right?
Think better questions then.
By the way, The Sopranos ran,
Into the mic.
so Breaking Bad could run, or however that phrase goes.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, The Sopranos ran, so Breaking Bad could walk?
Whoa,
Or-
what are you trying to say
Yeah, I was
about
like,
Breaking?
what are you trying to say?
The,
here?
the Sopranos walked, so Breaking Bad could
I don't know.
run.
No, we got it clipped. That you said the other way around. So
No, these two unfortunate
ran to
souls have not seen The Sopranos.
it's on my watch
have.
list. I do want to see it.
I'm intrigued. It's not my top of the list.
Let us know if you want us to watch The Sopranos.
Okay. Bryce, question number 3. Where do you see your life in 10 years?
Okay, so we're going like the deep personal. Hopefully my career's taken off. B tier banter. We're at 20 million subscribers, and we
have
can just drop the
overthrown Joe Rogan.
Realistically, I don't know. Probably having kids. I want to have kids. I'm married.
Scary.
And just still vibing and enjoying life. So,
I actually have a question for you, Bryce.
okay.
If this podcast did go off,
It's not.
would you actually? Yeah, it's like if it did. this is hypothetical. This is what hot seat's for.
I got you.
Would you quit the job?
I mean, if I had enough income, if I was making more money doing this,
Let's say you made just a little bit more than what you're making.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah.
Okay,
not?
very reasonable. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay. And this can be kind of for
I do
both
like my
of
job.
you. However, Bryce, I'll aim it towards you. What are your favorite characteristics about me and Levi? You can just name one.
Individual characteristics.
You can just name one characteristic, or you can name as many as you want to.
I'll just say one. Loyalty. So you guys are very loyal friends. That's why we're doing this together, and they're very loyal people.
I appreciate
There's my little nice for the day.
Enough to make a grown man cry. Levi, what about you? Or do you want to answer this?
I
figured
no, I
I
think
would get-
loyalty's honestly. You guys have been there through some hard times and through some good times, and I mean, yeah, no, I think through some hard times it's been good. Loyalty's honestly
Hell
been
yeah,
the
brother.
best answer.
We have known each other for almost 15 plus years.
Dang.
These two have known each other actually since birth.
We can get more into that another episode, but yeah, we go back.
Would have never
So,
thought we'd be here sitting right now.
I'm the lone one out.
anyways, next
Okay.
question.
That's all my
All right.
questions.
We can
So
move
Okay,
on.
well,
That's not that bad. That was
They're
probably- that was
decent
probably
questions.
3
They're
minutes,
decent.
honestly.
okay. So do you want me to ask your questions now?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess
In advance, I didn't know these were just for you, but we're just gonna.
That's fine.
boy.
I mean, if it requires both of those answers, we might as well.
One of these I may not be able to speak. I'll highlight it, and you can let me know if I can say it or not.
Okay.
Okay. Something you are terrified of. Besides
Heights. I actually don't like heights that much.
Okay, I agree.
Agreed.
But
We all agree on something. Look at that.
If I have like a little baby step here and there, I can if you like lean me into it, I can kind of make it work, but it's pretty rough.
Something you wish were different about your life.
I wish I didn't have to wear glasses.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
I wish
Agreed.
I
I'm not
wish
wearing
I
them, but
didn't have bad vision, so I could have good vision.
when was the last time you checked your testes for testicular cancer? Should do it.
I think like a month ago. Like I legitimately was like feeling around. Yeah.
Good. All right, taking care of yourself. All right. Your favorite color?
Yellow.
Red.
He's
Yeah.
a big-
I
big-
mean, if you can't tell from
He
that,
drives a yellow truck.
I-
So
I do. Yeah.
this is good. We're learning. What is the largest animal you think you could kill?
The largest animal I think I could kill.
Just size.
I think. I feel like I could take like a large dog, kind of like. I feel like I could like kick its leg in or something, and it wouldn't be able to walk much. But then, yeah, something like that.
All right.
I mean, I don't think I can take a bear. I don't think I could take like a horse. Like horse is actually really hard to kill.
Can I say this? We should probably
Yeah,
skip
yeah,
that.
you can say that. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather oil up me or Dylan?
Honestly, I'll be honest. I'd rather oil you up because you've been working out, and I think you know,
Okay,
it would
all right.
reflect pretty well off you.
Wasn't expecting that answer, but there you have it, folks. Which Star Wars alien would you want to be in a relationship with? Made that PG, if you couldn't tell.
I'm trying to think in a relationship. Yeah.
The one at Jabba's palace that got thrown to the Rancor.
Good answer, but you weren't asked. So
What's that?
I'm sorry,
is
that was
it
mean.
Ahsoka kind of like an alien or something?
That's a good
Sure.
one.
Sure, there you go.
Ahsoka. All right.
Something like that.
Levi, what does a chill day look like for you?
I mean, probably not working. Maybe play little video games. Hopefully with the boys.
We do a good bit of gaming.
Game with the boys a little bit. I work on side projects here and there. I do read some. That's nice. Or sometimes I'll catch up on a show. Nothing crazy.
Let's go. And sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay. You mentioned you sometimes like to read. What was the most recent book you read?
I've read. It's not Leviathan's Wake. It's the next one. Do you know?
Caliban's War.
Caliban's War. That's the one.
The
I've been-
Expanse, also a TV
Yep.
series. If you've
Yep.
heard of it, sci-fi.
I actually just started watching
Good
that.
book. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what do you think of the TV show?
Good. I only watched the first couple seasons because that's where I was caught up with the books.
Mm.
But I like some things it did better than the book series,
really?
and vice versa. Some
So
not.
far, I'm not like super big on it. It's okay.
It's a good show. It's on Prime Video. I recommend checking it out. But
Cool.
that's
Prime glazing,
All I got.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, you'll see a lot of that here. But that's all I got for hot seat.
All right.
So
Well, I guess we'll have to move over to the next segment. We all just recently watched a movie together in
oh boy,
it was not IMAX. It was freaking
I mean we just saw it.
AMC.
At an AMC.
AMC, yeah, AMC. Yeah, we just went to
We did not see it in
AMC.
IMAX. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't IMAX. It was AMC. Which
I
was
wish we did see it in
unfortunate. Yeah,
IMAX.
IMAX is pretty good. I like IMAX. So the movie is Nosferatu, or I think I said that.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, I have two. Not
It is directed by Robert Eggers. It is a remake of the I think 1920 German silent film by the same name. So that's if you don't know.
Have you guys watched the original?
Nope.
I have seen it. Yes, it was. You guys want to say?
I have seen clips of him.
Yeah.
If y'all have ever seen the episode of SpongeBob where
Who's flickering the lights?
Who's flickering the lights?
Nosferatu.
I was never exposed to that. Bryce just recently showed me that clip. Though.
I showed him the clip as we were walking into the theater, so he has that context. But yeah, it's really the original is a very creepy, unsettling film, mainly for its visuals and a lot of kind of iconic use of shadows and lighting and things like that. Artsy, filmy crap.
Yeah. So I walked in. I didn't even watch the trailer. I just walked in and watched it. So.
But speaking of artsy, filmy crap. How are we gonna do this? Let's get into this review. How do we want to do this?
For this review,
first review ever.
Yeah, no. I think for this review we should count down from 3 and then out of 10. We'll all say blank out of 10. I think we should do that.
I feel we should go one at a time.
Well, I think
that would create more suspense.
Well, it's like
one of us goes one at a time with our
actually.
rank,
That's a great idea. We
can
do that.
That might also influence opinions.
Yeah, maybe. I was like, there is that. Believe it or not, though, because Dylan, we kind of know what you think about
Dylan
it.
Loki spoiled us.
We actually haven't
spoil all of it.
Well,
I'm still actually gathering thoughts about it. I might go see it again here in a couple of days.
Oh well.
Okay.
We purposely haven't talked about it much after watching it, just to review it here on the pod.
And to keep away biases and all that. So
I guess I feel like
I'm in favor of counting down personally, then taking turns talking.
I feel like we should count down, say our review, and then Dylan, I think you should start. I'll go, and then Bryce, because I feel like Bryce is going to have probably the most intense review. Not intense.
I did take notes just because this movie. We'll get into it, but
yeah, and
we'll get there.
Yeah, anyhow.
All right.
Well,
count of 3.
All right.
Count us down. I'm nervous.
For the B tier banter for our review for Nosferatu, all of us 3 together. Let's count down. So 3, 2, 1.
9 out of 10. Dylan, what the you're supposed to say something
because I still don't even know what
He's
I
like,
think of this movie.
Okay, well just give us a rough. Take a guess. You can change.
Yeah, you can change.
Listen, we might change your mind by the end of the episode. Give us a rough, something out of 10, if you had to.
As of right now, I will go a solid 7 or possibly an 8 out of 10.
I was leaning 8.59, but I went 9. I'm just gonna stay confident with what I think here. But
I mean, I went 7 specifically because I was like, I think. Well, I mean, we can talk about why.
We'll talk about it. Let's go around kind of terms, give our overarching thoughts. We can dive into some of the specifics. Who wants to go first? Did you want to take us first?
I mean, yeah, sure. I was like, the reason why I gave it 7 is because I think it was very well shot, and I loved the setting, and I liked the environment and all the dialogue. I thought that was really cool, and the costumes. I thought that was pretty fire. I liked the setting and how it is. Maybe this is part of how it was in the times. I think it was in the 1800s or something. I can't remember.
It takes place in the 1800s in Germany.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool. But I also found it wasn't super. I don't know. I feel like the plot was okay, but it just wasn't surprise. It wasn't.
It didn't blow
amazing.
you away.
Yeah, it didn't blow me away. I was like, okay, well, this is happening. But I think it was done really well with the pacing. I feel like that's just me though. But
I can go next if you want. Unless Dylan, you want to go third? I don't want to jump.
I feel like you're going to go more in depth. Well, I was going to say, let me go.
Go ahead. Okay, go.
I would say it's
agreed. Sorry.
Probably the most beautifully made movie this year that I have seen. Ooh, visually.
Wow. Wait. Okay.
Other than maybe Dune 2, however, that's an entire other discussion that I have at least seen. I feel like it is possibly the most beautifully made movie visually I have ever seen this year. The actors do all of them incredibly well. The only thing that I would say is that after watching it, and after watching several scenes towards the end, it is rather disturbing, especially towards the tail end.
It's true.
Spoiler alert, this has some very disturbing things in it.
We'll dive into that. May I dive into some of it?
In high level detail, yes. I'll go too.
Now that we've said spoiler, I think that's a good idea.
Keep it high level, but yeah.
Okay, but I mean, at the very end, when you see this creature butt-ass naked, and you see him on top of I don't know her character's name, but
Ellen,
Lily
I think?
Rose
Yeah.
Depp, and you see her frontally nude on top of each other. It is
And
visually
he's full
not
vampire,
starring,
like sucking their blood.
and
Yeah,
the
he's
sound
gulping
of it is rather disturbing. I still, right now, 2 days after watching it, I do not know my full review of it. I feel like I need to see it a second time, which I am possibly doing this Tuesday coming up. But overall, for what I can say right now, I think that it is a very incredibly made film or movie, however you want to say it. Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok. 10 out of 10. His voice,
Oh, the voice was good.
20 out of 10. His presence, 100 out of 10. Everything about him
Presence
is
is a good word.
incredible. The lighting is incredible. The visuals are incredible.
So it's incredible. You love the movie.
Now that I am
You're feeling out
glazing
your
it a little
thoughts.
bit more, I am thinking about it because I have not wrote a letterbox review for this at all.
Me either.
I'm still letting it simmer and cook.
Nice.
I feel like I need to watch it again. However,
Okay.
right now I'd say it is a great movie.
I'm a little
And I would
surprised because out of the
definitely go
theater,
watch
I
it.
think me and Levi are both thinking that you did not like it at all.
Yeah,
So,
I thought for sure.
but
you
pleasantly
were gonna
surprised.
be like a 3 out of 10 or something.
I would absolutely not give it that.
Yeah.
I think after sleeping on it some and thinking about it a little bit more and seeing some clips online, it has settled in. I am able to analyze it a little bit more and think about it a little bit more. But I do want to see it again. And Willem Dafoe, and I cannot think of the other man's name. I believe he is playing Galactus in the Fantastic Four. He was also in some other
Oh,
Robert Eggers
yeah.
movies. He was in The Witch as the father.
He plays in The Green Knight.
I love him in anything that he does.
He's good.
Them two, Bill Skarsgård and Lily Rose Depp, nailed it.
I'm gonna cut you off there because I do want to go more into depth in these things, but I'm gonna give my quick thoughts. I was not blown away by the plot itself, because maybe it's because I'm familiar with the story of Nosferatu. It's the classic Dracula tale. It's nothing crazy. You know, guy goes on this mission to this creepy castle and all this creepy stuff happens. However, I was absolutely blown away by the acting. Like Dylan said, the filmmaking, just the overall aesthetic and vibe. You know, the whole gothic, the lighting. I mean, this movie just really blew me away in a lot of different areas. I feel like that we can dive into more detail about. But I was a little caught off guard by how weird the movie it is. It is very weird. The opening scene is very weird. The ending is very weird. We can dive some more into the theme of what we think it might mean. I think it has some commentary on sexual violence, on harassment, things like that. But it really kind of stuck with me. And the movie, in my opinion, took a lot of risks that a lot of modern films would not take, including those risks of like showing those weird things, showing it to you kind of raw and how it would look. I appreciate that the vampire is not like relatable. It's representation of pure evil. And I think Eggers does a really good job of like playing around with the lighting, the shadows, kind of in the way that the original Nosferatu did, to kind of paying homage to that as well. So overall thoughts, yeah. At first, I was a little confused because I was trying to understand like the meaning and theme of the film, kind of what was representing. But I feel like I have maybe a better grasp on that now. Now that I have a better grasp on that, I feel like I like the movie a little better. There are some things that could have been better. Like I can think of maybe a couple scenes I still don't quite understand the purpose of. I was just generally confused about. It could be an error of mine, but overall, yeah, I think it's one of the best movies of the year without a doubt. And yeah, I don't know. I could say more. Some notable scenes I did write in my notes that just blew me away.
A little more prepared. for this.
Yeah, like when the scene where he's on the boat, you know, like the last Voyage of Demeter movie,
yeah.
you know, it's all inspired by Dracula, including the original Nosferatu. There's just this one shot where the guy's like creeping through the torch and you see his like back, like in the, I don't know how to describe it, like in the wedge between the
you
boat.
just get like a little picture of him in the back.
Oh my gosh, dude, I was like borderline jumping out of my seat in the theater. And also, so transitioning that to another notable scene, just like there were so many just individual shots in the movie that literally like my jaw dropped and just blew me away. Dylan already talked about how great the filmmaking was. The entire scene where Nicholas Holt's character arrives at Orlok's castle, like the way it plays with shadows, that whole scene was really creepy, unsettling. The scene where he first pulls up to the castle and the carriage like pulls in, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was the first time my jaw like hit the floor. I'm like, it looks so good. It's just a simple scene. This carriage, just like, you know, his horses are bringing it in and the door opens. Just the way it was shot and the way it was lit, it was just like it was so creepy and good. It's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it. We talked about, we'll go more into acting, but basically every scene where Lily Rose Depp was like having like an exorcist moment, like the faces she did.
Oh, wow. Yeah. She sold it really well.
It was just nutty. Yeah. And then this movie, like I said, unfiltered. The scene where he kills, spoilers. We should have prefaced. We'll have to add some editing. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The scene where Orlok kills Lily Rose Depp's character's nieces, like straight up just shows child murder.
Just dropping them after he just
absolutely wild. They showed that. And also one final scene I'll mention. I'm going on a little long here. We'll go into more details. But Orlok's death scene, the scene at the end, I thought was very poetic. The whole scene, like she kind of sacrificed herself in a sense. We'll talk about that. But just the death scene, even the visuals of like him like melting and crap was freaking cool. So
I thought those.
Yeah. Overall, one of the better movies of the year, and had a great time. It was, however, my mother-in-law asked me if she should go see the movie because she knew I was watching it. I told her absolutely not, because I don't know if your average person is going to enjoy this. We should probably say, like Dylan mentioned, that specific scene, very extremely unsettling scenes. We can talk more about the theme, the sexual violence, but a lot of kind of weird sexual stuff. Can't probably talk about that, but there's some weird stuff in this movie, so I was ended by saying that. So,
I think just a basics. You said something about in the plot specifically, like you didn't like the plot or were a little confused. Is there anything that specifically as to why you didn't like the plot?
Oh no, so I should rephrase that. I did like the plot, but I was more commenting. I think you said the plot you had some problems with. I was like, it didn't blow me away either. I mean, I thought it was fine. Maybe it's because, like I said, I'm familiar with the story. So if you don't know, Nosferatu is based off Dracula. You know, guy goes to the vampire's house. He like you know, for whatever reason wants to like find the dude's wife, and he's bringing the evil back to the hometown. I mean, I do think the plot isn't what makes this movie great, and I feel like it could have been maybe paced a little better. Dylan said he felt like it was a really long movie. I didn't feel that. However, I did feel at times that it could have been paced a little better. But the plot, I still would not say it was bad. I still thought it was a good plot. But it's just like, I don't know. In my opinion, I'm not going to Nosferatu to see the plot. But
I mean, I still think it was kind of paced well, I guess. But I do agree. I think it did feel kind of long. I don't know. Maybe that's contradictory. But I was a little confused as to like how, you know, she said like when she was younger, she like sold her, like she needed comfort, so it's like she went and like contacted him some way, and I'm just like, I don't know how she got her soul or whatever bound to be to him. Like that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe I missed that part. Maybe I just wasn't aware. But that's why I'm like, how did
I'm pretty sure my understanding that's the opening scene. She like, it's like years before the original movie. She's like asking for divine intervention or something. And basically, from my understanding, she kind of like, I mean, not summons a demon, but like makes connection with this force of evil. And from that point on, it basically starts terrorizing her life and basically like stalking and abusing her. I think it's more of a metaphor for like stalking and abusing.
Well, I guess.
Real quick, do we want to get into that? Do we want to? Do you have anything you want to add, or do you want to start diving into it? Because maybe I don't know how we're going to do reviews in this podcast. Maybe we can dive into the theme, what we think about that. Anything specific we want to talk about?
Other than the fact that this movie says that it's 2 hours and 12 minutes, it feels like 3 hours and 12 minutes, at least to me.
So maybe some pacing issues. Yeah. Also, I realized we did number ratings, but maybe we should have done tier.
Yeah, no, I thought about that.
I would say it's like high A tier, maybe borderline S, but I'm not going to go S quite yet.
Oh, okay, wow.
A, like 9 out of 10.
I mean, for me, I guess my ranking would probably rank somewhere in the B somewhere, maybe high B. Yeah, exactly. No. Well, ranking is confusing that way. That's why I was going to suggest doing numbers instead, because ranking with A, like SB, you know, AB, I don't know, I just thought that'd be a little confusing. Maybe if we find out a way to transcribe that over a little, like, clearer to, like, the viewers or
translate
whatever.
it, I got you.
Yeah, like, just let it be more known that, like, an A is like an 8 or a 9, and S is clearly a 10 or something. You know, like, I don't know. We'll have to discuss it later. Anyhow, but I think we should go into more like scenes and stuff like that. I think we should discuss a little bit more on it.
How about we start with, because I feel like my initial problem with this movie is like I want to understand. I feel like this movie has a meaning, wants to be careful about this because it's kind of a sensitive topic and everything. But in your guys' opinions, what do you, or I can start if you guys want, but what was your guys' interpretation of the theme or the meaning of the movie? Does anyone want to start there? If not, I can kind of.
How about you
I did do a little research. I was like, I watched a couple of videos, like, what was the meaning of the movie? I think it's pretty clear that it's a metaphor for sexual violence. And, it's basically about a woman who's struggling to break free of abuse. And it doesn't really handle in the PG way, which, can be difficult for some. It doesn't really shy away or censor anything. But I see it more as a metaphor for this vampire kind of stalking her, made her way into her life. And at the end of it, she kind of makes this choice to sacrifice herself. And I don't know. It's complicated. But I think it's more like they present Orlok as almost a metaphor for like stalking and sexual abuse, and it's basically about a woman who she's like the protagonist of this movie. They kind of frame it like it's Nicholas Hoult, but it's really her, and it's more about her internal struggle with this evil. Like at the end of the day, she's the one who ends up like, not solving the problem. She's the one who ends up defeating the evil
by sacrificing herself.
What are our thoughts on that? I know it's a little touchy topic and everything, but
I feel like, I feel like that makes sense. I actually had to step out of the theater for a second to take a piss, but I think I missed a little important part about I can't remember that guy's
Willem Dafoe's character is talking to her about how only she can stop the evil.
And so I think that was like kind of like preference.
He more or less like basically told her that like she needs to like sacrifice
yourself, or it just goes on to the next person, because apparently he's there's legends of him, so he's been doing this for a while, and so multiple women have just been being hunted down and getting killed, and I was always we'll go into that later. Sorry, I was about to go into a different segment.
That's okay. Don't have it, or if you don't have anything to add, that's fine.
I have nothing else to add.
That's A-okay. Yeah. I do want to say, I did do some research. I found this Vulture article, this article from the website Vulture. I'm just going to read what it says here. Within this new Nosferatu, the titular vampire is a stalker, an obsessive, a bad boyfriend who harangues and harasses and won't leave his ex alone, especially when he learns that she's happily moved on. Nosferatu haunting Ellen's dreams is basically him sliding into her DMs, and the sexualized nightmares he forces her into is a kind of revenge porn. This guy sucks. And so from the original, I think Eggers kind of like deepens her characterization and stuff, but I thought it was interesting. I don't have much else to add except that it made me think about the movie, and I appreciate when a movie makes me think. So,
yeah, no, I think that's pretty well. Okay.
Let's move on maybe to another topic. Let's talk about the design of the man himself, because there's the mustache.
It's Waluigi. That's what I think.
He's basically
Waluigi. Actually, I want to start, I guess. Waluigi is what came to mind when I first was looking at this. I was like, this guy's got a pretty big mustache. I don't know. It's a very obvious part of the character that you first notice, because he's sitting in the dark for about half the movie and you can't hardly see. But the mustache became very clear, and I'm surprised how old it is. It's not like gray or anything, but I think that was part of it. But I think he's also just a very tall man. He's slender, not super like muscular, but he's tall, but not super skinny either. But he's just a tall person. Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if that's like a side effect of being the like vampire or whatever he is, like, or is it just like, is that just how tall he was?
I mean, he's an intimidating presence. And I think part of what makes it so good is the design. Which, don't you have any thoughts on the mustache? I feel like you had something out of the theater you wanted to say, but you stopped yourself because you didn't want to spoil it. You said you did or didn't like the mustache. Thoughts on the mustache? Very important.
I didn't mind it. And then I actually found out that it's supposed to be a homage to what the original Dracula was supposed to look like, Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler. Okay. Did your research? I like it. That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Research some of it. Yeah. That this is supposed to be an homage to Vlad the Impaler.
I was going to say it did catch me off guard, but I feel like it low-key made him more, not relatable, but like this was once a person who's been so consumed by evil and, like basically has become a demon, and it kind of made him a little more like some remnant of humanity. Like he has a mustache, he keeps his mustache. Like Nosferatu's in there shaving him. Like, it's weird, but overall, the design was super creepy. I don't think many people are going to disagree with that. Like if you see that thing in your living room, like you're freaking out. So
yeah, I'm not gonna.
Or if you're
Nicholas Hoult, like the scene where he first meets him, he's just sweating. He's just sitting there sweating. Like
he was very nervous. She's like, it's like I wish to depart immediately. He's like, you must stay. Actually, that brings me to a good question. Actually, one thing I was wondering was, he near the end of the movie, what's Oak? I can't. The vampire, or whatever.
Orlok.
Orlok. Sorry, Orlok. Yeah. He threatened to kill Thomas, aka Nicholas Hoult, because or just the people she loved, and I'm surprised he didn't start with him. But my question was, why didn't he go ahead and kill him earlier? I don't know.
I think I have a good counter to that. First of all, I think he would have killed him in the first place because like he was just feasting on his blood. But the more like story reason why, I think he makes it very clear to Ellen that I want you to choose me. Like it's about love, which is weird.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He doesn't like I'm just gonna kidnap you and you're gonna be like my wife, or that's obviously weird, bad. But he's like, I want you to choose me over him. And she kind of at the end of you think she's choosing him, and this whole weird scene where Dylan already described it. I don't need to go into that again. But he thinks she's choosing him, and she distracts him long enough to kill him. Anyway, I think the answer to that would be that she wanted her to choose him.
That actually makes sense. Yeah, I was like, but then again, there was so many moments where even if she did want, he did want her to choose him. There was so many moments where like Thomas could have like died. Like dogs came chasing him instantly, and then he jumped into a freezing river. Like
might be a little bit of plot
on
there.
Blood,
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Sucked out of him like the next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, also at the one point when he jumps off of the ledge and he ends up in the witch's hut or whoever they were, the nuns, I don't know who they were.
Oh yeah.
They reference later on that he was somewhat protected
with
by
the water and the prayer.
By the prayer that they give him. They're speaking some other language.
However, I find it interesting there. I know what you're talking about. It's like a scene that's like they're shielding him from maybe a sub theme of this movie, other than like, you know, the sexual violence stuff we discussed, is like science and faith. They talk a lot about faith, you know, not only Christianity, but also like, you know, other pagan beliefs and stuff, as opposed to science. I think there's a scene where Willem Dafoe talks about like science relying, I forget what the line is, but there's a lot of stuff about like science versus religion in there as well. But
I thought it was pretty cool actually that I can't remember the actor's name or who they play actually, but he's the mustache as well, and he's got like the slick back hair, and he was a friend of
Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Aaron Taylor, he
Craven.
Oh yeah. Well, he you know, he was having a hard time believing it. You know, he you know, he was almost like drove like to madness almost, because he's like this isn't
he committed
real.
necrophilia.
Oh yeah, and he found his dead wife and was like, hey baby, let's die together. And, I mean, he was dying. He was coughing blood. He was diseased.
Who I may also say, his wife was actually the villain in Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's right. Yeah, it was the same character. She's bald in Deadpool and Wolverine, so it's hard to tell.
Oh, you know what? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But now that you say it, I can see it. Yeah. Huh.
I forget her name, but anyways, I don't want to take too long. I don't know how we're going to format these reviews and everything, but is there any other specific thing that you guys want to talk about specifically? Any like categories, like character, or just like any specific scenes or anything like that? Well, first of all, what do you guys think of the way the movie ended? I kind of want to know, because I thought it was very poetic. Like even the way it just kind of like straightly cut. He comes in the room. Mm-hmm. I saw someone say, I just want to say this: the whole plot was Willem Dafoe trying to trick her into like dying so he can steal her cat. Because in the movie, he's like petting the cat.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah. But anyways, thoughts on the ending?
I totally agree. I think that was very poetic. Like, you know, it's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, you can't live with Thomas and kill Nosferatu. You know, so yeah, I think that was very poetic, and yeah.
Any thoughts?
Any thoughts?
I was visually disturbed seeing this man completely nude.
Yes. Final thoughts. Very disturbing. Also, I think Dylan already talked about this a little bit. I did want to also just make sure we didn't forget to talk about it. But the historical, like Eggers, his films, like The Northman, The Witch, The Lighthouse, they're all historical movies. He puts a lot of effort into being like historically accurate. If you just do like a little like bit of research, you see the amount of stuff he did with the costumes movie, even Orlok's costume. And I wrote something in my notes, like I appreciated the way the characters talk in this movie. It wasn't like historical characters talking in modern English. The way they spoke was very like, it's almost like reading Shakespeare or something. They spoke in the way they would have spoke at that time, even though it was English, not German. But yeah, so I'm just thinking of random things, make sure we don't miss anything.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when like people, they had their like wedding rings on, it was on their right hands, not their left hands. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Did not.
But
probably a German thing.
I was looking at that, and it is a German
thing. If anyone's German out there, let us know.
So no, I do not.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's on the right hand, and in Germany.
Okay.
Just over there.
Is there anything else we want to talk about? Because I want to check with you guys to see if after discussing this, your opinions have changed at all, your rating has changed, because sometimes discussion can do that. Peer pressure.
No, I feel like 7 is kind of low. 8 is probably as far as I go.
Okay, so you feel like after this conversation, you're going up a little bit to an 8.
Yeah, I was like, now getting more of my thoughts out, I think 8 is probably where I'd sit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 9 worthy, but I think 8's fine.
Dylan?
So
I think I'm at 8. However, it could go up.
Yeah. I'm still sitting at a very solid 9. I can't think of a lot of critiques other than it is a bit much at times. It is very dark, very disturbing.
Is it better than Dune 2?
We will get into the best movies of 2024 when we discuss the best movies of 2024. I will say this is one of the best movies of the year, if not the best. Is it the best? You'll have to stay tuned and see when we do our best of 2024.
Thankfully, Thomas and Ellen were not played by Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Yes, they cast the right people.
Okay, the next segment we were going to do is we're going to talk about our top anticipated movies for next year, 2025.
Let me cook.
So there was a lot of movies out here. Getting just a top 5, I feel like actually was not very easy. I feel like I could have gone top 10, but I did limit to 5. But
there was a lot of movies I'm looking forward to. There's like 8 I was really looking forward to. I managed to narrow it down to 5 or 6.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if I could do 5.
There's fine if there's a couple honorable mentions, as long as there's not like a ton of detail into that.
Yeah.
So Bryce,
this is big. This topic excites me. I'm looking forward.
I was like, Bryce, you want to start us off? Or?
I will start us off. But first of all, how are we doing? Are we going like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or like 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3? You know, how are we doing this?
Let's say our 5th. Let's all go 5th.
I'll go first.
You got your fifth one? Do you have them ordered?
Oh shoot! Actually,
well, I didn't really have them ordered. However, I probably could. I
go
could
ahead and order them. Go ahead and order them in your mind. Actually, I don't have mine ordered right now. I'm doing this on the fly. I'm like looking at my list here. I'm trying to decide. And just to preface this, these could change because some of these movies already have trailers released. Some of them don't. A trailer could definitely sell me one way or another. For example, a Fantastic Four might seem a little low on my list. I'm very excited for that, but it could go higher after we get a trailer for it. But should I go ahead and start with 5 and 6 or 5? Okay, I couldn't limit it down to 5. I got 6.
All right.
So for 6 and 5, How to Train Your Dragon, the remake, I put at 6 because they didn't quite make it to the top 5. So I'm just going to say that's number 6. I'm very excited for this. I love the original animated How to Train Your Dragon movies, particularly the original. And I know there's lots of hot takes and opinions on live action remakes. I agree with a lot of them, but I don't care. I just don't care. I'm just happy to see this again. The trailer looked really good. Slightly got me in the feels, and it looks to be like, is it basically just like more realistic animation with like actors? Yeah, I don't care. I'm looking forward to it. It's a number 6, and since we're doing 5, number 5, I'll go ahead and do 5 as well, unless you guys have like
go for
a series.
number
Okay,
I only have 4.
okay.
Oh my God.
Number
Because
5.
there's not a lot of movies I'm looking forward
We'll let
to.
you do
next
5
year.
and 4 then, and then we'll get to doing 4.
Okay.
Number 5, 28 years later.
Oh, I
The
forgot
sequel
about
to 28 weeks later. The sequel to 28 days later. And it is going to star Cillian Murphy. He's not the little zombie guy you seen in the trailer. Everyone thought that was him. It looks a lot like him. It's not him. He's going to be in the movie, I think. But I love 28 Days Later. I haven't seen 28 Weeks Later in a long time. I think I remember enjoying that as well. And what bumped this to my top 5 was that trailer. It was a freaking amazing trailer. The music was, not the music, the audio, the visuals, everything about it looks great. It just looks to be a really awesome zombie film. I know we get a lot of zombie films, but I'm just really looking forward to this one because 28 Days Later is a great movie. And I just heard a lot of good things about this movie. If you didn't know, shot all on iPhone. It still looks great. We're shooting this podcast right now on iPhone. It's just,
This is true.
Technology. The future is now. Technology is cool.
This is true.
But that's my number 6 and 5. Levi, I'm going to pass it to you for 5 and 4. Don't want to say something. What do you want to
Dylan,
say?
what's up?
One thing I wanted to say was, now that you mention it, I am looking forward to that movie simply because of the trailer. But also, I have not seen 28 Days Later. I have not seen 28 Weeks Later.
But you're still
However,
excited.
I have seen the very first scene of 28 Weeks Later, which involves an actor who neither one of you probably know about. His name is Robert Carlyle. He is from Once Upon a Time, a show that you guys should all watch. These two will hate it, but he is an amazing actor.
Gotcha. Actually, my honorable mention, I think I was gonna. Yeah, I saw that in the theater with you guys, and I forgot to write it down. But I think that's my honorable mention. I think that's my number.
That would
you
be
go.
my
And you
number
haven't
5.
seen the original ones, right?
No. I
Okay,
have
that's just show you. It's a good trailer.
Yeah,
It
they
got
look
me
pretty
hyped.
good.
So,
Yeah.
Again,
Zombies are pretty cool.
some of these movies on this list don't trailers. Once I see a trailer, it could go up. Levi.
For me, my number 5, it's Captain America: Brave New World. That might be higher on other people, but I mean, I'm just Red Hulk. I guess I haven't seen much of the comics really
Harrison
or
Ford.
something, and a lot of people are really like hyped for it and really like looking forward to it. But I mean, I guess I'm interested. I'm interested, but I'm not like thrilled. But it made the list, so I was like, I'm still interested enough to I want to see this movie.
For those who don't know, we're all big Marvel fans here. Like when we were trying to decide for ideas for the podcast, I'm a big Star Wars guy, and them not so much, vice versa. So, we all have various interests. There's a lot of overlap, but Marvel is one big thing we all have overlap. So there'll definitely be a lot of Marvel conversation on this podcast. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Do you want to give your 4 or don't? Since you don't
I
have
should
4?
give my 4th since I only had.
Do you have a 5th?
Well, actually,
Shoot on the 5th.
My
You wanna-
5th one was 28.
28 Days Later.
I was gonna say
Okay.
we can start with 4.
So Dylan's 5th is 28 Days Later.
4.
Let's go down to 4. I'll start with 4, then we'll get to you 4. How's
Yep.
that sound?
All right.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. Number 4. Oh boy, this is so hard to rank, and I literally just signed this right now, but I feel like this could be number 1 after trailer. To be completely honest with you, Fantastic Four. This is easily my most anticipated Marvel movie for the upcoming year. I think the Fantastic Four are great characters. I'm not like a huge comic book reader or anything, but I know enough about them to know that they haven't really been done justice yet. I'm ready to see them done justice in the MCU. The aesthetic, even though we don't have a trailer yet, there's some like leak footage and stuff, but the aesthetic of this movie, it's like, if you guys don't know, it's very like retro past future. It's like 1960s, but in the future in a different multiverse. And I just love the aesthetic of it. The way the costumes they've already revealed are looking. Absolutely stacked cast. I low-key was hoping, the rumor was going to be Adam Driver and Margaret Robbie as Mr. Fantastic and Mrs. Fantastic. But we have Pedro Pascal and oh my gosh, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name. I love her. She is in Mission Impossible. What's her name? Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm going to get cooked for that. But they are amazing actors, and I'm still very excited to see them in the role. And this movie just looks incredible from what I've heard about it. The Fantastic Four are very, very important characters for the Marvel Universe. For those of you who know, you know. And they're going to be really big players going forward. And you just know this movie. Yeah, he also plays Mr. Fantastic. If you don't know, this movie's going to be very impactful in the MCU going forward. It's set in another multiverse. If you don't know, Doctor Doom, he's supposed to be the next big villain. Doctor Doom's classic rivals are the Fantastic Four. So this movie is going to be big. The score already sounds incredible. I'm very, 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 very excited for this.
Looking forward to Galactus.
Yes, Galactus is going to be the villain in this movie. Big Marvel villain. If you don't know, yeah, let's get it. Fantastic Four. At number 4.
Sweet.
Would you look at that?
Yeah,
I didn't plan
what
that.
are the odds? All right. My number 4 is Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Oh god.
I want to see
Here we
what
go.
goes on. It's not, I don't know, maybe not super popular, but I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, the second one, I think I liked the first better. Second was okay, but with the shots and everything, it was really cool, and I just want to see what he does, and yeah, very happy with that.
Okay.
So.
Okay, my number 4 was your number 5, Captain America, Brave New World. I really don't have much to say other than Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. How can you not be excited for that? Giancarlo Esposito? Espinosa?
Giancarlo Esposito, something like that? I forget. now.
Yes. Gus.
We're not the best with names.
We're just going to call him Gus. He looks intriguing. I don't care for Sam, really. I have not seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but he does look like he is going to do a pretty good job in this role. So,
Yeah.
and the trailer that we have all seen, and probably everybody else has seen in movie theaters with the ticking where it does all that, that is really, I really like that. So, yeah.
That's Dylan's number 4. Moving on to my number 3, it's going to be Mission Impossible 8, aka Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. God, this is so hard for me to do top 3. Like, this was 1, then it was 3, then it was 2, then it was 1, then it was 3. Any of these top 3 could be 1 for me. I'm extremely excited for this. I love the Mission Impossible franchise, especially the more modern movies like 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the greatest action movie franchise out there. These guys, they have not seen it. I'm not going to judge them yet, but you guys need to see it because they're just so good. Each movie gets better and better. The original couple movies, I feel like, are not that good. Like Mission Impossible 1 and 2, like it just gets better. Mission Impossible 3, I think, is the best of the original 3. Then Mission Impossible 4 just like knocks out of the park. 5, 6, 7. Mission Impossible Fallout, one of the greatest movies of all time, greatest action movie of all time potentially. And the trailer for this just looks great. Tom Cruise is still like the GOAT. He's just amazing. He's still doing these crazy stunts. His acting's amazing.
Oh yeah.
These movies are just incredible, and they just have not failed to disappoint me, and they keep getting better and better. And this one just looks like it's gonna be big. You just can't go wrong with a Mission Impossible movie, and you guys need to watch Mission Impossible. Watch Mission Impossible. Watch Mission Impossible. I'll just keep saying it. So
I watched one Tom Cruise movie and I fell asleep, and that was the Mummy reboot.
here we go with the stupid Dylan takes number 1. You've seen one Tom Cruise movie.
Only one.
This
That's
man's
the
in like
only
every.
thing I can think of.
You haven't
Okay,
seen
well,
Top Gun?
I haven't seen the
I
movie,
have
but I'm
not
pretty
seen
sure it
Top
is
Gun.
actually pretty bad. But I'm sorry, Don. That's a little mean.
Wait.
But you got me a little riled up there. But it's okay.
Actually,
I've
I've seen.
not seen a single Mission Impossible
I
movie
think I've
either.
seen-
We'll have to rewatch those and rank them. It would make a great tier list.
That would be true. I think I've seen 1 or 2, but I can't really recall them, so I think I'm pretty dry on that.
We'll get there. But that's my number 3. So
But I did start 1. I think it was the 7th one, and so far it's been really intriguing.
the most recent one. Yeah.
Yep.
I love Mission Impossible 7. Probably my second favorite. 3rd.
I think my number 3 is actually the Superman. There was
Superman.
Yeah, Superman. The newest trailer that recently just dropped. I mean, there's a lot riding on that right now, and I didn't love Man of Steel. I thought it was okay, but I would love to see what they do different. I think I think it's Crypto. I mean, that one I feel like was kind of odd, but I mean, it's probably comic. Like I feel like the comic people are like, oh my gosh, yes, this is here, and I'm not that thrilled for it, but I'm very interested to see what they do with him. And so far it looks really good, and yeah, well, except for the bowl cut. I mean, I think that's comic accurate, but it's not great. Yeah, so, but other than that, I think that's my number 3.
Dylan.
Okay, the rest of these that you're going to hear, I'm probably going to get cooked by you two. However, let me cook by talking about these. All right, my number 3 is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh my god. One of the worst movies of 2021.
That was not one of the worst movies. The first Five Nights at Freddy's movie was a very fun movie. Yes, it did have some flaws, but I heavily enjoyed it. I saw it opening night. Okay, and I am looking forward to this.
He's a big FNAF guy. He likes the games. He likes the lore.
The lore is some of the best.
Tell us about the bite of 87.
No.
Do you want me to?
No, don't actually do that.
Because this one is now going to be based off of the second game, which
Okay.
Yep.
Possibly the best
Yep.
FNAF game.
Can I see that? I don't think you deserve to touch that. Can I see that? You've lost your. You don't deserve to be in the presence of Christopher Nolan's
I don't
future
get to touch
movie
it, though?
thoughts. You can touch
Yeah.
No,
it.
that's fine. You can take it.
Okay.
It might have Tom
Oh.
Holland and Zendaya
Fuck
in
you.
it. But anyways, FNAF 2, we're all going to be FNAFing after seeing this. It's going to make a Freddy Faz $1 billion.
And with that, we can move on. My number 2 is also going to be Superman, James Gunn Superman. Again, it's one of those ones that floated to 1 to 3.
How
I did
original.
really. Oh yeah, I really loved the trailer. I thought it was great, and I'm very excited for this movie. I'm not a big Superman guy. Again, I'm not big in the comics. I'm mostly coming from like a movie and like I don't know, just watching on YouTube and lore and books and that kind of stuff. But I am very excited for Superman. I think they've cast Superman really well. David Cornswet, I think. And I love James Gunn. That's the big thing behind it. James Gunn, he's a passionate filmmaker, and he cares a lot about this franchise, this character. And he's probably one of the best track records for making superhero movies. I know people say, oh, it's just Guardians of the Galaxy, these funny movies, whatever. Superman's not, it's different. Yeah, we get that. But I think he proved to me kind of with the tone of the trailer that he's got the right track on mine. And this movie, like Levi said, there's a lot right on it. It's going to be a very, like, regardless of whether you're excited for it or not, it's going to be a very important movie. And I'm just excited to potentially have another great cinematic universe. Like I said, we're all here, we're big Marvel people. Why are we big Marvel people? Because the MCU is so great, and it's a great cinematic universe, and lots of fantastic and garbage movies. So I'm looking forward to Superman. There's a lot right on it. Concerned about some things. It looks like it's juggling a lot of characters. If you guys don't know, Superman just like it starts right in the middle of the universe. It's like an origin story. A lot of other superheroes and characters have already been developed. I don't know. The trailer it really got me. I'm very excited for this. I feel like I'm forgetting some things.
I
and
haven't
blanking on
even
the
seen
spot.
the trailer.
Mid.
He hasn't even seen the trailer.
All right.
Maybe we should do a live reaction with Dylan sometime. I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the How to Train Your Dragon live action. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking for the music. Stop speaking over. I'm very much thrilled. I want to see what they do with this. I'm interested to see. I know they're going to change up a couple things, but I still want to see how they can do the dragons, what the dragons do, how they make the stuff. I thought it was really cool how like Hiccup was like an engineer and all that stuff. I just want to see how they do that in real life. I think that'd be really cool. What's your number 2?
All right, my number 2, The Conjuring: The Last Rites.
Is that the 4th one, right?
It will be number 4. Yes, number 3 was not.
I was gonna say, what's your thoughts on number 3?
It was not the best. We can be honest about that.
For little context, we all three love the original Conjuring. It's one of our favorite horror movies. It's
One of my
like
favorite
S tier,
movies
AS
of all time.
It's fun.
Yeah, so Dylan's definitely the big horror guy, Conjuring guy, but not to interrupt you. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. But it could possibly be very bad. I will not deny.
We're going to go back and watch this, and he's going to be biding his words. FNAF 2 is going to be trash.
It will not be
Oh.
trash.
And then this movie is going to be trash.
This movie could be trash because the third one was almost there. It's like a solid bottom of C, top of D tier. However, this one I am excited for because you cannot go wrong with Patrick Wilson and Via Farmiga.
But they went wrong last time.
But they were the two best parts of the movie.
Okay.
But I am very much looking forward to it simply because it's The Conjuring. And the first one is like S plus tier. And I'm just hoping that they can match what they did
Hoping to end it on a high
in
note.
the original.
I got you.
And this is the very last one.
Okay, we're going to speed through this. Number 1, we've already talked about Avatar 3. I'm a big defender of the Avatar movies. I don't think like the greatest thing in the world, but they are like, okay, maybe they are the greatest thing in the world, but one of the greatest things in the world. Avatar 2 was even better than Avatar. These movies are extremely entertaining. They're beautiful. It's a big event movie. And like I said, as soon as we see that Fantastic Four trailer, that might bump up to number 1. But I'm just really excited for this. I trust James Cameron. He's one of the great legendary filmmakers, and I don't even know what else to say except all you people hating on Avatar. You're wrong, and this movie's gonna be freaking awesome. So,
Can I have 5 seconds?
yes, Dylan has not seen Avatar.
I
2.
have only seen the very first Avatar at his house, I believe a year or two ago. I did not care for it. I did not
said
even
it was
see.
okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I have not even seen The Way of Water, nor do I intend to see The Way of Water,
Well,
and nor do I
you
intend
might have
see
to if this podcast
one
continues. So,
This is true.
Levi, number
Might
1.
get forced.
against my will.
Let us know if he should watch that. Okay. Oh, you already did number 1.
Yep, that's my number 1.
All right, my number 1 is Tron Ares, bro. I'm a huge. I just love the aesthetic, the look, just the idea of Tron. I think it's really cool, and just the fact that it's continuing on and going on. Yeah, I'm very excited for Tron. So, yeah, That's my number one.
Are you a big fan of the most recent Tron movie? It came out like I don't know when it came out.
Well,
I was surprised. I saw the movie. I was
See,
like, it could be interesting. I know it has
like-
Jared. It's starring Jared Leto, is it not?
Yeah. No. I don't know if I've seen the most recent one, but I mean, I really like the idea of Tron. Maybe I should change that. I don't know. I'm not really up to date on a lot of things, I feel like, but still Tron Ares. I love the idea with the cool, they like take the sticks or whatever, and it's like an entire motorcycle.
Would you say
and
Tron is
vehicle.
cyberpunk? I know you're big into cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big piece of that, I would say.
Interesting.
So,
I got you.
big in Tron.
Dylan, number one.
Okay, my number one. Let me cook here. My number one is Jurassic World Rebirth.
What? I'm shocked. What you?
Because
Dylan
there is-
hates all the Jurassic Park sequels. and I agree
Because there is nothing else next year that I am looking forward to really.
Wow.
Wait,
And
so am I understanding your list correctly? You're not looking forward to any of these movies. You're
I
just
am looking. This is the one I'm most looking forward to.
okay. Wait, why? I'm confused. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Okay,
you too much.
number one, or excuse me, one of the reasons why is because the guy who is writing this one wrote.
Gareth Edwards.
I don't know if he's doing the script or whoever is involved in this movie was actually involved with the very first Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Okay, JP one of the greatest films of all time, best one in the franchise. Number two, it has Jonathan Bailey in it. Nobody knows who he is from.
Silence in the room. No.
He is in he's in a show called Bridgerton. I don't know if y'all have seen it. He's also in Wicked, where he's actually very entertaining, and he's also in some other things. But he's in it. It also has not Idris Elba. I don't know his
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Scarlett Johansson.
Beyond mid, but you know
Oh,
what?
okay.
But you know what? You cannot go wrong with dinosaurs, but it does have some of the original makers of the very first Jurassic Park. And plus, it does not have Chris Pratt. It does not have...
Gareth Edwards is directing. Okay, so I'll tie this into since we're finishing up our list. I was going to note the notable movies coming out that we didn't mention. I went ahead and put Jurassic Park on the list because I didn't think it would be on anybody's list, but it was. But yeah, Gareth Edwards is directing that, so that at least is interesting. But I was going to say, so you guys didn't have Fantastic Four on your list, which I found interesting. Did you just forget about it, or are you just way more excited for Brave? Because you guys both have Brave New World. I'm excited for Brave New World. I just didn't have it on my list.
I don't care about it.
I have Fantastic Four.
I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I think your guys' minds will be changed when you see a trailer, maybe.
Probably. It's in one of my honorable mentions. Actually, I have a couple, but that's just one that I'll say. It was in my honorable mention, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't super thrilled. I think it would have been really cool if they did Adam Driver and I blank on her name as well. But
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. I think that would have been really cool. And I think Adam Driver's just growing on me a whole lot. I just really like it as an actor. And Pedro Pascal's cool, but I don't know why. I
just want to see why that. No judgment. Just curious.
But
Wicked 2, also another big movie coming out.
I also only want to see it because it has the guy playing Galactus. I don't know his name, but he's doing the voice of Galactus.
The guy who was in Nosferatu.
He's in Nosferatu and The Witch.
Yeah. We need to get his name down. I'm linking.
It's okay.
Anyways, that's our most anticipated movies of 2025. So
yeah. Well, I think we should wrap this up.
I know we're probably a little over an hour now.
Yeah,
right?
probably a little over an hour.
Do we have anything left? Or
nope, that's it.
Well, Levi, I think it's all of our segments, right? Yeah.
What you got there? Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, I just want to say,
yeah,
first episode, maybe a little awkward. Okay, but
we're still learning.
We're doing this.
We're losing learning our podcast virginity.
Yes, we have. We've done that. So now it's gonna be better from here. But I feel like we did pretty
up.
good. And most importantly, like I said, we started this. I feel like the goal is to have fun, and I had fun, and I think we all had fun doing this.
No, this was fun. I think it was good. Still figuring out some kinks, I feel like. But what would you guys rate this podcast episode already?
Yeah. If anybody's watching, I know we probably already have 100 subscribers. If anyone's watching, what feedback you got for us? And we have like 0 subscribers, so you can be that first subscriber. You can leave that first comment. Let us know, what questions you have. Maybe we'll answer them. I don't know. We're kind of winging this. We're just
we're straight winging it. Yeah,
they want a separate show for my takes.
Shout out the Odyssey.
Also, follow us on all socials for your banter. That'd be pretty dope if we get a following. Then you can try to post some clips there, and maybe you can comment on stuff.
Well, there we go, guys.
I think we should call that there. All right, let's be done. Good job.